Buy and hold might be one of the best strategies for growing your wealth while you're working. But in retirement, it can quietly set you up for major losses. Why? Because the rules of the game change when you stop earning a paycheck. And if you're not careful, you could end up selling investments at the worst possible time, draining your nest egg years earlier than you expected. Hi, I'm Mark Wisniewski, president of Southern Incomes. I help free retirees and retirees turn their savings into reliable income while minimizing taxes and protecting what they've built. In this video, I'll explain why buy and hold often fails in retirement and 3 smarter strategies to help you protect your portfolio when those paychecks stop. And if you find this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Part 1, why buy and hold worked while you were working. Let's start with why buy and hold became such a popular strategy. During your working years, it made perfect sense. You were earning a paycheck every month, contributing regularly to your 401k, to IRAs, and reinvesting dividends. Every time the market dipped, it wasn't a crisis, it was actually an opportunity. Why? Because you were buying more shares at lower prices. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it's one of the most powerful tools for building wealth over time. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine you're filling a bathtub. Even if the water level goes up and down, as long as the faucet is running, you keep pouring water into the tub, and that tub is eventually going to fill. That's what's happening while you're working. Market downturns didn't really hurt you. In many ways, they helped. You had time on your side, and the faucet, your paycheck, was still running. But here's the problem in retirement. The dynamics completely change. The faucet turns off. You're no longer pouring that water into the tub. You're actually draining it. And that changes everything. Part 2, why it fails when the paychecks stop. Here's where buy and hold strategies start to break down in retirement. When you stop working, the rules of the game change. You're no longer adding money to your portfolio. You're starting to take it out. And every time you're going to make a withdrawal, you're going to be selling shares. Now, if the market happens to be up that year, no problem. But if the market is down, you're forced to sell more shares to get that same amount of cash. That's where things get dangerous. This is called sequence of return risk, and it's one of the biggest threats to all retirees. Here's why. Imagine 2 retirees, John and Lisa. John retires in a year when the market is strong, his portfolio grows, and his withdrawals barely make a dent. Lisa retires in a year when the market drops 20%. She takes the same withdrawals, but now she has to sell more shares at lower prices, locking in those losses. And get this, even if they both average the exact same annual return over 30 years, Lisa's portfolio is going to run out of money far sooner. Why? Because those early losses combined with her withdrawals created a hole that she couldn't climb out of. Think of it like this. It's like trying to climb a mountain. If you slip near the base, you have a long way that you're going to need to recover. But if you slip near the top, you're almost there, so you just regain your footing. In retirement, slipping early can be devastating. And that's why blindly holding your investments and withdrawing the same amount every year is so risky. Part 3, what to do instead. So if buy and hold doesn't work well in retirement, what's the alternative? The key is to shift your mindset from focusing on growth only to balancing growth and preservation. Here are 3 strategies that can help you protect your income and sleep better at night. 1, build a cash buffer. Think of it like creating a retirement shock absorber. Set aside 12 to 24 months of living expenses in cash or some type of very safe assets like high-yield savings accounts or even short-term treasury bills. This way, if the market takes a dip, you don't have to sell investments at a loss to cover your bills. You can draw down from your cash buffer and give your portfolio all that time it needs to recover. Imagine 2008 hits again. Retirees without a cash buffer have no choice but to sell while the market is down 30 or 40%. Those with cash reserves could ride it out without ever touching their investments. 2, use a bucket strategy. Think of your portfolio like 3 buckets. Bucket 1 is your short-term needs. That's cash and cash equivalents for the first year through year 3. Bucket 2 is for medium-term needs. Those are bonds and other conservative investments for the next 3 to 10 years. And bucket 3, that's your long-term growth. That's stocks for money that you won't need for 10 plus years. When the market is strong, you can refill bucket 1 from bucket 3 by selling those stocks at higher prices. When the market is not strong, you're going to be relying on buckets 1 and maybe even bucket 2 to avoid selling stock at a loss. This system creates a natural way for you to manage withdrawals without getting caught in sequence of return risk. 3, have a dynamic withdrawal plan. Many retirees take out the same dollar amount every single year, adjusted for inflation. That can backfire during market downturns. Instead, consider adjusting withdrawals based on your portfolio's performance. For example, in good years, go ahead and take out a little more for your travel and maybe some of those big purchases you wanted to make. In bad years, temporarily scale back withdrawals to reduce pressure on your investments. It doesn't mean sacrificing your lifestyle. It means being intentional so your portfolio lasts longer. Here's the bottom line. Retirement is not about riding out the market like you did in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. It is about building a plan that gives you consistent income and protects your savings from those big market shocks. The goal is not just to grow your wealth. It is to make sure that it's there when you need it. Part 4, don't let taxes and Medicare penalties eat up your retirement. Here's another reason why buy and hold can quietly fail you in retirement: taxes and healthcare costs. When you were working, most of your income probably came from your paycheck, and your taxes were more or less predictable. But in retirement, you're the one creating your paycheck. And where you pull that money from, 401ks, Roth accounts, or taxable investments, can make a huge difference in how much you keep after taxes. Why this matters. Let's say you delay tapping Social Security and rely on withdrawals from your 401k to cover expenses for the first few years of your retirement. On the surface, it seems fine, but those withdrawals are fully taxable as ordinary income. And if you're not careful, you could accidentally push yourself into higher tax brackets. That could also trigger something called IRMAA, income-related monthly adjustment amounts, for your Medicare. So in 2025, if your modified adjusted gross income goes over $103,000 for single filers or $206,000 as a married couple, you'll pay higher Medicare premiums. And these aren't necessarily small bumps either. For Part B and Part D, those surcharges could cost you thousands of dollars every year. A real-world example, let's take John and Mary. At 67, they decided to delay Social Security and live off of their IRA withdrawals. That pushed their income over the Medicare thresholds, and suddenly they were paying an extra $200 a month in Medicare premiums, and they didn't even realize why. When they finally turned on Social Security at age 70, their income jumped again, even higher. And between taxes and IRMAA, they lost a big chunk of the benefit that they were waiting for. What to do instead? This is why retirement is not about holding investments and hoping for growth. It is about coordinating income and taxes and those healthcare costs. Consider a tax diversification strategy. Blend your withdrawals from Roth accounts, taxable investments, and pre-tax IRAs to keep your income levels balanced. Look at partial Roth conversions in your 60s to reduce your future RMDs or required minimum distributions, and pay attention to Medicare income thresholds to avoid unnecessary surcharges. These are the kind of details that could quietly make or break your retirement income plan. Here's the truth. The buy and hold strategy that you use to grow your wealth won't necessarily protect it in retirement. When the paychecks stop, the game changes. Now, it's about creating steady, predictable income, managing your taxes, and making sure your money is going to last as long as you do. But here's the good news. This is not something you have to figure out on your own. With the right plan, you can enjoy your retirement years with confidence, knowing every piece of your financial puzzle is working together. If you're wondering how to protect your portfolio and turn it into income that supports the lifestyle that you've worked so hard for, I can help. Book a call with me using the link in the description. We'll sit down, look at your entire retirement picture, and build a strategy designed to give you the income and the peace of mind that you deserve.